I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Tuesday, August 5th. Today, forced out again.
It's scary, especially for our little ones.
Residents of a northern Manitoba community are told to leave just days after returning home. Also today, star sightings.
Shook his hand and he greeted us, we greeted him. And
what happened when some office workers found out a Hollywood star was filming next door?
And I'm John Hendricks. We're going to be doing a little bit of bullfighting here at the Spanish Pavilion at Folklorama coming up on CTV News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. For the second time in as many months, people from one northern First Nation have been forced out due to the threat of wildfires in what is shaping up to be a historically bad season. CTV's Danton Unger is standing by with the latest. Danton, just how many people are we talking about and where are they now?
Marilee, Nisitjuweyasik Cree Nation, located at Nelson House, is home to some 4,000 people, and many are now here in Winnipeg after leadership ordered a full evacuation over the weekend, not because of a direct threat to the community, but over concerns wildfire may overtake the nearby highway and leave them stranded. The community is located directly west of Thompson, and as you can see, there are at least two places in either direction where wildfire is creeping towards Highway 391. On Sunday, residents were told to pack up and head to Winnipeg's RBC Convention Centre. Some evacuees we spoke with this morning lamented the fact they were barely home for a week before being evacuated again. And to make matters worse, some said their bags with all their clothing and items went missing at some point during the journey to Winnipeg.
Very frustrating, and I was so mad and angry. I just wanted to leave. I almost started crying because those are my kids' clothes, and I just bought them when I was in Saskatchewan the first time I got evacuated. And I spent so much money on those clothes for my kids.
We'd like to go to hotel rooms with our children. We're tired of being huddled up here, and the kids are getting sick, elders are getting sick, everyone is getting sick.
It's not yet known how many residents have left the community or how long it will be before they're able to head back. CTV News reached out to NCN's chief and deputy chief for more details. We're just waiting to hear back.
All right, Dan, how about the wildfire situation in other parts of the province? How's it looking?
Well, Marilee, the city of Thompson says firefighting efforts were slowed Monday since the airspace was needed to shuttle NCN evacuees out of the city to Winnipeg. Two fires raging northwest of Thompson have merged into one. Crews are busy trying to build fire breaks to keep it from coming any closer to the highway, while aircraft are attacking it from the south. Meantime, in Snow Lake, crews are said to be taking advantage of favorable conditions to shore up defenses, particularly north of the city and around the Lalor mine to the west. The town says they're bracing for a shift in the winds, which threatens to push the fires even further south towards the community. In its latest update, the province says 165 fires are currently burning in Manitoba. That's 38 more than this time last week. There have been 401 wildfires to date, way more than the 299 average for this time of year.
All right, thanks for this update, Danton. Well, he was the man who created Manitoba's largest hotel chain. Ledohowski, founder of Canad Inns, has died. Ledohowski was an outspoken leader in Manitoba's hospitality industry. He served on the board of the Hotel Association of Canada for nearly 30 years. He was also a leader in Manitoba's Ukrainian community. Ledohowski founded Canad Inns in the late 70s. Today, there are Canad Inn centers in Winnipeg, Portage la Prairie, Brandon, and Grand Forks. The company also owns the Metropolitan Entertainment Center downtown and 9 Tavern United restaurants. Ledohowski was invested into the Order of Manitoba in 2022, recognizing his contributions to healthcare, children's sports, and the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. Manitoba RCMP are investigating 2 separate drowning incidents that claim the lives of 2 men. Steinbach RCMP were called to Reynolds Ponds in the rural municipality of Reynolds Saturday afternoon. Officers were told a man was swimming when he suddenly disappeared beneath the surface. Bystanders attempted to find the swimmer but were unsuccessful. The underwater recovery team later found a 70-year-old man from Ontario who was pronounced dead at the scene. Later that evening, Selkirk RCMP responded to a drowning at Grand Beach. Police were told 2 men went out onto the water on a flotation device but lost their balance and fell into the water. 1 man was rescued by a nearby kayaker, but the second man didn't resurface. The underwater recovery team later located the body of a 25-year-old Winnipeg man who was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigations into both incidents are ongoing. Many consider him a visionary who transformed Winnipeg's historic Exchange District. And today, a street in that neighborhood now bears his name.
Our father loved Winnipeg. He loved its history, he loved its elegance, and he loved its gritty spirit.
A section of Lombard Avenue near Waterfront Drive was renamed Monte Nathanson Way after the real estate developer who passed away last year. Nathanson was credited with redeveloping numerous historic properties and helped reshape the Exchange District and downtown Winnipeg. According to his family, he was a visionary who saw potential in neglected buildings.
Monte went on to develop hotels, shopping centers, office buildings, senior living homes, restaurants, and even parking lots. He loved it. He was always on the move. But it wasn't just about the deal for him. He always said he had a feeling for it. He saw possibilities in that not everyone might see.
Nathanson's company, United Equities Group, remains a family-run business which owns and manages properties in Winnipeg and across Canada. A new high-performance cricket facility opened on Saturday in the city's south end.
1, 2, 3.
City officials and members of the community gathered at Le Barrier Park to celebrate the launch. The facility now has 3 pitches, 4 practice nets, a batting cage, 3 shaded areas, and more than 100 newly planted trees. One local cricket player says the new space opens up more opportunities.
There's money involved, there's sponsorships involved. You know, like I said, that 20 years back, we didn't have that. You know, now a local player can hope of playing in bigger leagues, can hope of playing for the country to represent.
The project began in 2018 with a single pitch. Since then, more than $1.1 million has been invested from various sources to expand and improve the facility. Well, it was a day that the staff of Island Lakes Child and Family Services will never forget. A meeting with a Hollywood superstar.
Awesome, man. So awesome.
That's none other than John Travolta. Travolta was in Winnipeg shooting a movie called November 1963 about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. While he was shooting a scene next door to Island Lake CFS on Wellington Avenue, the staff caught wind the celebrity was there and waited in the parking lot with gifts. And Travolta greeted the group, shook hands, even posed for some selfies.
Greeted him, we took photos, and we gave him a gift, a painting of an eagle that represents love, kindness, and also tobacco that represents that he accepted it, and just to thank him that he's here.
Travolta wrapped up his scenes last week. No word on when the movie will be released. All right, let's check in with Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. Windy one out there today, Colleen.
Windy, and it's going to get soggy. It already is in parts of the southwest. In fact, not just soggy, there's the potential for severe weather. I'll show you quickly, merrily on the radar, just to the northwest of Winnipeg here. There's some lightning firing up there, so that suggests there's some non-severe thunderstorms there. More organized storms moving right now through the Verdon area. At this point, these storms are non-severe, but Environment Canada has Verdon and all these other areas, including places like Dauphin and Brandon, under a severe thunderstorm watch. So storms that are moving through that region could become severe yet this afternoon or this evening. And yes, still many areas, as you might expect, under air quality alerts tonight. For the most part, air quality warnings for eastern sections and all of northern Manitoba over the border into northwestern Ontario. Areas a little further south under a special air quality statement. Let's take a quick look through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, 26 degrees, winds picking up out of the south-southeast, the pressure is dropping, and the humidity is 62%. Out in traffic, a live look at Main Street. Traffic moving well there. One spot, though, to keep note of. Eastbound Logan approaching Isabel and Salter. There's a stall in the eastbound median lane.
All right, let's head out to the Spanish Pavilion at Folklorama, where John Hendricks is having a fiesta. Where is he? Hola, senor.
Oh, hello. Yeah, my whole bullfighting thing didn't go so well, so I instead decided to come into the kitchen. Yeah, there's a reason that people don't, they get injured when they try to do those things. Instead, I'm here where there is no chance of injury, well, at least very little chance of injury, and instead a chance that you will be experiencing some unbelievable things for your senses. This is a seafood lover's dream come true. We're here in the kitchen with the chef, Bill Yeager, and let's talk a little bit about some of the food here. Fair to say it is a sea lover's dream come true. Yeah, seafood is a really important part of Spanish culture, particularly in the south and the coastal regions. So we really tend to feature at any family gathering or any family party is going to include seafood of 100 different varieties. We try to make it so that when people come here, they get a little bit of a taste of Spain. Speaking of a taste, let's take a look over here. What do we got? So right now we're these are just some these are some peel and eat shrimp that we are just icing down. We cook them and then we put them into the ice to stop the cooking, and that keeps the meat from getting kind of gummy and soft, and it gets you a nice bite when you get into a shrimp. A lot of color here. Yeah, this is the national dish of Spain, if there is one. It's called paella. It comes in all kinds of different forms, and but the essential part of it is the rice, the broth that goes in it, and then the meats. So there can be anything from the most traditional is rabbit and snail, but we do kind of a mixed take. So we've got chicken, calamari or squid, and shrimp that goes in ours. So we just dressed these. They're going to go back in the oven. Those shrimp are going to turn a beautiful bright pink, and that'll make a nice meal. And we got something else over here. What do we got here? So Jose's working on what is called a pinchito maruno. So the south of Spain was heavily influenced by North African Muslim culture. As a matter of fact, they ruled Spain for a couple of hundred years, and Spain and my wife's hometown, Cordoba, was the capital of the Islamic Caliphate in the world. So in southern Spain, which is where that is, a lot of the food has North African spices. So here we've got things like cumin and thyme and oregano and paprika and coriander, all marinating into the chicken, and then we seal it up on the flat top. And again, it's a good way to kind of get into the flavors of Spain. Thank you very much, Bill. Speaking of the flavors, there is also some amazing smells in this kitchen. Marilee, I don't know how I'm going to be able to control myself with some of the amazing meals that Bill is cooking here. So we'll send it back to you, and I'll see what I can get here. Well, whoever's watching at home tonight, put supper on hold and just head down to the Spain Pavilion. All right. Come on down. Thanks, John. Still to come, it was a celebration of Icelandic heritage. We'll tell you how many people flocked to Gimli's Icelandic Festival next.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Holly Cole.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and it was a weekend of celebration in Gimli.
Was it ever? The community marked 150 years since the founding of New Iceland. Icelandic Festival of Manitoba drew thousands of visitors over 4 days with a parade, tournaments, live music, and of course plenty of food. One of the most popular events was Islenga Dunk, a Viking-style showdown where two people try to knock each other off a metallic pole over water. Festival's president says the connection between Gimli and Iceland remains strong.
We have very strong ties and always share what we're doing. We visit them, they visit us, and yeah, it's always been very, very strong and held together by the communities.
To mark the milestone, Iceland's president, ambassador to Canada, and consul general in Winnipeg all attended the festival. Organizers say they worked hard to keep the event affordable and family-friendly. They estimate between 30 and 40,000 people came to the event over the weekend.
You know, you mentioned the new addition, that Islanga dunk. It was a perfect weekend for that because it was hot.
No kidding.
A dunk is what you needed.
I'm sure they appreciated it.
All right, get ready to let it go.
Of course. Rainbow Stage's production of the hit Disney musical Frozen kicks off this week. Follow Anna, Kristoff, and Olaf as they set out on an epic adventure to rescue Anna's sister Elsa, whose icy powers have trapped the land in eternal winter. And of course, you can expect to hear all of your favorite songs, such as Let It Go, Do You Want to Build a Snowman, and Love is an Open Door.
Maybe a little bit of both. Yeah. Extra pressure, extra fun. Just because they are such classics. And
kids are tough critics.
They are.
So, you know, they're not, they're going to expect a certain caliber of performance, I think, and we're hoping to bring that to them.
Frozen runs August 7th to 24th, and Rainbow Stage says tickets are going fast. This Sunday's matinee performance has already sold out. Head to rainbowstage.ca for more details and tickets.
All right, now to a celebration of Irish culture.
That's right. The Celtic Ireland Pavilion at Folklorama is marking a major milestone. The pavilion is celebrating 20 years with Folklorama this year, and they did not hold back. River dance-inspired performances and a dazzling sound and light show are there. Also, Irish stew, soda bread, and pints of Guinness are waiting for the crowd. Organizers say their favorite part of the show is seeing the smiles on the faces of everyone who attends.
Just their expression, seeing how happy they are, the cheers, the clapping, and their experience of being here. When they leave the pavilion, how excited they are, how thankful they are. Just a great experience to see people really happy.
Organizers say this year's show is bigger and bolder. The Celtic Ireland Pavilion runs all week at the Fort Garry Curling Club on Archibald Street.
Those dancers are unbelievable.
Yeah, they're so talented. Yeah.
All right, a program encouraging you to explore your own backyard is still in effect for a few more weeks.
That's right. There's still plenty of time to make the most of the new Canada Strong Pass. 3 locations in our city are participating in the federal government program: the Canadian Museum for Human Rights, the Manitoba Museum, and the Winnipeg Art Gallery. Until September 2nd, anyone aged 17 and under can get in for free, and admission is half off for those 18 to 24. The WAG is also free for everyone on the second Sunday of every month. The Canada Strong Pass also offers free admission and camping discounts with Canada Parks and discounted travel with Via Rail.
There you go.
Lots of options.
All right. Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Catch up on The Big Bang Theory with back-to-back episodes starting at 7, and don't miss E-Talk at 10:30. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look at the Provencher Bridge. Everything seems to be moving well there. Well, it will be once that light turns green, I would imagine. 26 degrees right now and windy. I will have more on the impending rain that's starting to move across southern Manitoba coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon. CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, it's certainly not a record that Winnipeg would want to set. It's unwelcomed, but it's happened. 2025 is now the smokiest year on record for the city of Winnipeg. Take a look at this. Now, as of 1 o'clock this morning, Environment and Climate Change Canada observed 306 hours of smoke so far this wildfire season, which Environment Canada sees as being from the 1st of April through to the end of October. That eclipsed a very long-standing record set back in 1961 of 304 hours. Now, for some context, again, of course, we're only a few days into the month of August, so we have the better part of 3 months left of wildfire season, and this is already the smokiest one on record. Soggy now, and some severe weather is possible. Out in the southwest, we have this line of thunderstorms spreading across southwestern Manitoba. You may have even seen a little bit go through Brandon, Carberry as well, but it's more organized certainly around Verdon. But all those areas under a severe thunderstorm watch, so that means that conditions are favorable for thunderstorms that do develop to become severe, so do watch out for that if you are in in that area. We do have rain that started to move into Winnipeg. No thunderstorms just yet, but they're possible. Meanwhile, we have air quality alerts that continue for eastern and northern Manitoba, special air quality statements for areas a little further to the south. That's to be expected. Now we have the rain that is now in the process of crossing southern Manitoba. As we get a little later on into tonight, late tonight and overnight, there is the possibility of thunderstorms overnight here in Winnipeg and the Red River Valley. Overnight as well, that rain continues to fall in west central areas. You can see it continues to move further north. It should move into northern Manitoba. There's a good chance even of showers in parts of the north that need it tonight, but there's also the risk of thunderstorms with those showers continuing to move with the system further to the north tomorrow, but it will still stay in parts of the south. It looks like we'll see some scattered shower activity across southern Manitoba tomorrow, including in Winnipeg. Into tomorrow night we go, and then overnight already we get into Thursday morning with some clearing here in southern parts of the province, but still some precipitation up into the northeast. So for tonight we drop down to around 18, 19 degrees. Showers more than likely now. We could see up to 5 millimeters. Winds out of the southeast at about 30 kilometers an hour. Can't rule out an overnight thunderstorm. Quite likely to see at least some shower activity tomorrow. Very warm, up to 28 degrees with those winds shifting and coming out of the west. Mostly sunny Thursday, 29 degrees. Showers and possibly thunderstorms look likely Friday, 26 degrees. Then the weekend, mix of sun and clouds Saturday and Sunday, even into Monday. Temperatures a bit more moderate in the mid-20s, even a little bit lower there on Sunday, 23 degrees, back up to 24 by Monday. Let's take a look at some photos, shall we? This is a beautiful one out in Winkler. That photo was taken by Jesse. And this next one shows you just how smoky it was in Flin Flon. Now, Betty took this photo, I believe, around 6:30 Sunday morning. Send us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. Johnny the Big Swimmer did it. Sort of. On Sunday, Jonathan Fenton from Alberta did his big swim across Lake Winnipeg to raise money for cancer research.
Here we go. All right.
CTV News shared his story last week. Fenton's plan was to swim 25 kilometers between Grand Beach and Gimli. Well, he hit the water Sunday and managed to swim 16 kilometers before shoulder pain forced him to stop. Fenton's fundraiser has brought in more than $36,000, and he says he's not giving up. He plans to return next summer and swim the entire lake. It's just a warm-up.
Just a warm-up, but hey, a very lucrative one. Good for him. He raised a lot of money.
Yeah, I think he had to push it a day because it was too windy on Saturday, and so, you know.
Perseverance.
Yeah, little things. Next year is your year.
That's right.
But a lot of donations came in, so that's great to hear.
Fabulous.
All right, don't go far. We'll be back at 6 with more local news. See you then.